Changing your smoking and your healthy lifestyle is really possible. It makes people feel a lot better and more in control of their lives. Healthy lifestyles make sense because really when you think about it, drug and alcohol problems affect your physical health and your mental health. What's good for your mental health is good for your physical health and vice versa. Nicotine replacement therapy can be really helpful when you're trying to give up smoking or cut down. The addiction to nicotine is pretty powerful and it's pretty strong. So there are two forms of nicotine replacement therapy. One's a steady state one, like a patch, where you're replacing the level of nicotine all the time, and that helps eliminate those background sort of level of cravings. But there's also then things like gum and lozenges as well to help that breakout craving. Cold turkey is something that people are often interested in pursuing. They think that's going to work for them, that they're strong enough, that it's a clean approach. Really, the evidence is that it's better to use pharmacotherapy which is nicotine replacement therapy, a medication, as well as have some counselling. One of the things we try and get across to people is that you're being strong by taking the NRT. You know, it's one of the toughest drugs to nail on the head, and you really need social support, you need people on your side, you need to access counselling, and you really need to take the NRT.
It really doesn't matter what type of behaviour it is that you're trying to change. The clearer you are in your thinking around why it is you want to do that, the better you're going to do. People are much more successful in making any positive changes in their life if they're really clear on the reasons they want to make those changes. You know, breaking any kind of bad behaviours or bad habits can be challenging and can be a bit difficult and a bit confronting to begin with. And we know that people that are really clear in the reasons why they want to do that are much more likely to make those changes and stick with those changes in the longer term. If you're thinking about reducing your smoking, a really good place to start is thinking about the reasons that you might not want to be a smoker. What don't you like about smoking anymore? Obviously the cost of cigarettes keeps going up and up, so maybe it's the amount of money that you're having to outlay each week. It might be around the smell, so maybe people complaining that your clothes smell of smoke or that your breath smells of smoke. You know, often people report that they just don't even really enjoy smoking as much as they used to, but they just keep doing it out of habit. Maybe it's just around your health. So maybe you've noticed that the longer that you've smoked, the harder it is to engage in fun activities, to go for a run or play sports. It's also really important to think about what it would be like to be a non-smoker. If you had more money in your pocket, how would you spend it? If you felt healthier, what would you do? Maybe it's getting back into a sports team or spending more time in nature, bushwalking, getting back to the country. Maybe it's spending more time in the water. Whatever it is for you, try and really think through it. It's absolutely possible to reduce your smoking. A good starting point is really thinking through the reasons that you want to be a non-smoker and what it would be like to be a non-smoker.
A good starting place when you're trying to eat healthy is 2 plus 5. That's 2 serves of fruit and 5 serves of vegetables. People who eat the most vegetables and fruit are actually more likely to be a healthy weight and to be healthier. When you eat 2 serves of fruit and 5 serves of vegetables a day, or more if you want, then you actually have a very high fibre intake. You get lots more micronutrients. Now that's vitamins and minerals, and they're kind of like spark plugs in a car. They actually make you feel better, and actually they make you look better as well, look a lot healthier. When you're choosing your vegetables and fruit, try and pick lots of different colours, and that's because the colour is associated with different phytonutrients and they will have different roles in the body, and you need a little bit of all of them to keep you healthy. An easy way to get it so that it's cheap as well and having lots of variety is to use frozen vegetables. Even some of the canned ones can be helpful in giving you more variety. When it comes to fruit, a medium-sized piece of fruit like an apple or an orange, that's 1 serve. It's 2 if it's plums or apricots, something small like that. And if it's canned fruit, well then it's about half a cup of canned fruit. When it comes to vegetables, if they're cooked, then half a cup cooked is considered a serve. If it's salad, it's more like 1 cup is considered a serve. So a rule of thumb though is go for variety of your vegetables and fruit, lots of different colours. When you look at your plate of an evening, about half should be covered with vegetables and there should be 3, 4 or 5 different colours on your plate. If you start with breakfast, most people just have a bowl of cereal. Well, if you chop up a banana, there's 1 serve of fruit already. If you're heading off for a walk, take an apple in your bag or take an orange or a mandarin, that's easy to transport. There's another serve of fruit taken care of. At lunchtime, you really need to get some salad onto your sandwich, and whether that's lettuce, tomato, canned beetroot, a bit of avocado if it's in season and cheap. Any vegetable or fruit you can put into your sandwich means you'll get some in the middle of the day, and a lot of people forget to have it then. In the afternoon, fruit's a handy snack again. At your evening meal, start with the vegetables and salad and put them out on half your plate. Then go to the meat and the pasta and make a quarter of your plate for the meat and a quarter of a plate for the pasta. A good starting place when you're trying to eat healthy is 2 plus 5. That's 2 serves of fruit and 5 serves of vegetables.
We know that people who are more active on a regular basis have better health outcomes. People who are more active lead healthier lives. So those who are more active are less likely to get all of the major diseases, and those who do more exercise attain more benefits than those who do only a little bit. So we know that people who are less active are much more likely to be depressed or to have more severe depression, whereas those who are more active, we know that exercise can lead to a reduction in their depression. So our current recommendations are to do 30 minutes at least 5 days a week, ideally every day, and preferably an hour a day rather than 30 minutes a day. But the other thing that's changed in our recommendations is they're also now recommending that we do resistance training twice a week. And that's to try and increase strength. And you can do that with your body weight, sit-ups and push-ups and those old-fashioned exercises, just body weight squatting down and getting up. All of those things are resistance exercise and they help to build your strength. Use a device to monitor your activity like a pedometer, something that will count the steps that you do. And so what you can do to start with is wear a pedometer and just see how many steps you do each day, the way you're living your life at the moment. And then you can set a target for, next week. Okay, I'm going to start on a Monday and I'm going to increase the number of steps I do each day by 1,000. And then as the weeks go on, you can keep upping your target. So where do you want to get to? Well, current recommendations are for people to do at least 10,000 steps per day. If you can walk fast or jog or run, then you're going to get your step counts up much faster, and so you can be more ambitious in your target. Okay, so the big challenge for all of us to be more active is to stick with it. So set your goals, aim to do something every day, keep a record so that you know whether you're doing it, and you can do it. Everybody can do it.
Making healthy lifestyle changes like reducing your smoking and improving your diet and improving your activity levels are really positive changes, and you can do them all at once. Really helps people to feel as though they're in charge of their lives again. By working across those areas, they're going to feel pretty healthy.